Hey guys, Rick here. How did I go from this to this overnight? What a disaster. We are super frustrated. We have lost our cattle panel trellis with all of our squash on it too soon in the season. So what did I do wrong? Hey guys, Rick Stone here from Stony Acres Gardening. Welcome to my channel. This one's a little bit different because I've messed up and I thought that I would show you what I did wrong, so hopefully you don't make the same mistakes. So 2 nights ago, I went to bed, got up in the morning, and this is what our cattle panel trellis looked like. Fell over in the middle of the night, and here's why. I made 3 major mistakes this season that I probably shouldn't have done. And the very first one was I got lazy. So we've got the stakes here for the cattle panel trellis. I just put the trellis in between the stakes, and I didn't this year. I just never got around to it. To be honest with you, I'd forgotten I hadn't done it. I actually didn't secure the trellis to the stakes. And so when we got weight going this way, these stakes didn't hold. They didn't hold on at all because the trellis wasn't attached to the stakes. That was mistake number 1. Should have got that done. Mistake number 2 was I got everything, the weight kind of started shifting this way. We had pumpkins over here. The pumpkins were doing really, really well. We've got probably a half a dozen really nice sized pumpkins. On top of that, the spaghetti squash kind of started crawling over the top, and we just had weight distributed this way a little bit too much. I probably should have done a little something more, maybe some thinning to try and get the weight distributed off of that side just a little bit. And then the biggest mistake that I made was this. I put my drip irrigation system on Tuesday night. I turned it on about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, went back to my office to edit some videos, and totally forgot about it. I was literally sitting in a church meeting at 9 o'clock that night and realized that I had left the water on. So it had already been running for 6 hours. Texted my wife, asked her to go turn it off. That water had been running here for 6 hours. What did that do? It made the ground soft. The posts didn't have anything to support them. And then we had wind and rain that night, and the whole thing blew over. So, big mistake on my part. My fault completely, just a series of dumb mistakes. Now, what am I going to do about it? Number 1, you can see we've got some powdery mildew. I've treated it a little bit, and it's kind of slowed down. We're kind of losing these plants anyways. But the spaghetti squash are just barely starting to turn yellow. So we're just starting to get that yellowness to the spaghetti squash. So I'd love to keep them on. Luckily, it looks like to me that the plants themselves had enough looseness or flex in them that it didn't pull the spaghetti squash plants out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and thin off the pumpkins because they're all pretty much ripe and ready to come off anyways. I'm going to thin those off and get that weight off. I'm going to try and get most of that pumpkin vine weight off of this, and then I'm going to have my son come over, and the 2 of us are going to set this guy back up and put those posts on the other side back in place and see if we can at least salvage this a little bit and get the spaghetti squash to continue to ripen on the vine for the next week or 2 before our frost comes. So, big mistake, big disaster. We'll recover. Things like this happen. I just thought that you guys might be interested to see that I'm not perfect, and I make mess ups too. So, pretty frustrated. I'm sure the cattle panel trellis itself will be okay. They're pretty rigid, and it's not going to be a big deal. But I am pretty frustrated with myself that I made this mistake. So nobody's perfect. I'll maybe try and do a follow-up video, and we'll see how the spaghetti squash does. Like I say, we've got quite a bit of powdery mildew already happening here, so we were only, a week or 2 away from needing to just get rid of the vines anyways. So we'll see what happens. So anyways, my fault, big disaster. We'll move on. And our fall garden's coming along really well, and so we'll just be happy to move into fall and start harvesting lettuce pretty soon. All right, that's all I have for you for today. Everybody have a great day. Happy gardening. Hey guys, thanks again for watching, and make sure you get subscribed to my channel. Here's a couple of videos that YouTube thinks you're really going to enjoy. And I also wanted to have you go check out the Gardening Academy, which is our monthly membership service where we grow great gardeners. There's a link in the description of this video you can click on to learn more, but I'd love to have you join us over there. Happy gardening!